I am born to open heaven's gates, to pour forth creation. I create life forms through words beyond imagination. Imagine beauty and truth and love and oneness. I am highness, blessed with a priceless treasure, bridging the gap between the present, past, and the future set of word armies. Communities, I come in peace. Let my words be like kiss on your lips. Let words impregnate you. Okay, do you guys believe in the power of words? Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us an instance where you experienced that words are actually powerful. Like, was there ever a time that you performed something, it affected someone so much that it made that person cry, it made that person break down, or it made that person fall head over heels in love with you?
I don't know about
With
being in
with
love
words.
What made you say that words are powerful?
Difficult. Well, there was this one time I performed this little thing where I had my imaginary daughter with my imaginary beautiful wife.
Okay.
And that whole deal. Then, after I performed that on stage, after the whole event, one of the guys, Lucan Villanueva from Canto, he came up to me and he said, "Sir, ganun pala ang pagtrato niyo sa anak niyo. That's how you treat your daughter. Mahirap palang ligawan siya. It's difficult to court your daughter." I was like, "Dude, I don't have a daughter. I've never even had a girlfriend, man." So it's like that.
Okay.
I was like, how powerful it is that he would become more respectful to women just because he knows that there are men who respect women and who understand that they are precious to them. And if ever you hurt something that is precious to someone, you will be found in payatas.
Okay. And you use your words to actually teach these people a lesson.
Yes, that's true.
What about you guys?
Well, I don't know about falling in love because I don't really
As if
out with.
As if you've never had that experience.
Yeah, but I rarely come out with something about love or anything like that. But the best that people would actually do right after listening to like some of my songs, because I like referencing different things, pop culture, books, everything. So I guess in a way, when they get to stumble upon like my music and stuff, they pick up a book or that book or whatever I reference. Like if I reference a line from I don't know, like a Philip K. Dick book, they'd start reading. Okay, who's this Philip K. Dick person that this dude is? Let's research. Let's Wikipedia this guy. Then they start getting the book. Then they start messaging me like, "Hey, I listened to your song and there's this line and this. I think you were referencing this. Is that correct?" And I'd be like, "Maybe." Then just to not just dish it out to them like, "Oh yeah, that's from this or from that." But yeah, I think it's really powerful when somebody gets really influenced, start picking up something from what you're saying, what you're putting out there. Check 1 2. True to self-orbit of a snap solid. Rhythmic human nods intertwined, composing of syncopated modes, the beat of the slum, the concrete drum that convinces no one. Pick up physical slash fields instead of picking streams from strums of wooden guitars to persuade a perception of hope in a world full of glass mirrors and smoke. Pretentious slope, supercilious folks speak thus the chance they spoke. An indiscriminate vivid moment of a joke that binds to the flesh like leeches. It sucks the life force through speeches. Each reaches a certain point, a godlike teaching, a proud to a highway, path to an animate dominion and trifling data that sways all opinions. A ground hugging the ear that teleports the mind to a place where miles and walking in focus is not a waste. Talking to a wise mind with invisible signs that only leaves a sight behind. It's not an easy climb, a steadfast maneuver to the ground, yet blind that leads to the concave mind. Opposition of self, the lack of right focus, the struggle of reality, the blast of focus pocus. Opposition of self, the lack of right focus, the struggle of reality, the blast of focus pocus. Opposition of self, the lack of right focus, struggle of reality, the blast of focus pocus. Opposition of self, the lack of right focus, the struggle of reality. Soul is stagger, smelly seconds adrift in stalagmites. Kirkland Langstrom, metamorphosis, step on foresights. Suffer the rampage of the mind. Call it a curse, bluff a moment of clarity, but your auditory submerge. I throw a 48 up to the silver line sky, soar the Everglades up as I pilfer divine lines. Divide the divine lines, disrupt the divine times. Debunk the devilish kind that all men blind find. The yellow brick road gets slammed by a sleds. Red rupee slippers sold for strokes of razor's edge. Wake up in the morning, a tornado's in your bed. Blue and red pills for the rabbit holes in your head. Rabbit holes in your head. Opposition to self, the lack of right focus. The struggle of reality and the blast of hocus pocus. Opposition to self, the lack of right focus. A struggle of reality and a blast of hocus pocus. Opposition to self, the lack of right focus. A struggle of reality and a blast of hocus pocus. Opposition to self, the lack of right focus. A struggle of reality.
You write about your personal experiences.
Yeah, but in such a way that I want you to, work hard for it. You know what I mean? Like, you listen to my stuff, I'm not spoiling you with what I am experiencing. Like, some of the songs that I come out with is about me, about some other things. But you see, the beauty about art is it can go different directions. Like, I write something and you hear it, then another person hears it. You guys will have the different perspective of what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to convey with the art that I come out with. So, yeah, I think it's really powerful. That's why, I'm also careful with what I put out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in the same principle.
Yeah. Because, you'd never know. Like, there's this kid from, I don't know, from some outskirt of the Philippines, picks up your album online and, starts getting really influenced by it. Same thing that I got influenced by people before me. So I'm really, picky with what I put out with, or like what I say on a record. So yeah, it's really powerful.
What about you?
Well, I love giving gifts, especially for my significant other.
Okay.
So instead of buying,
Make songs.
I make songs for them.
Oh, that's very sweet of you.
Unfair advantage.
Number 1, I need a significant other. Number 2, give her a gift. Number 1 first.
Yeah.
So I think that's way better to tell your sentiments to that special someone, especially with the
Of course.
sweet melody. Well, if you're angry, then you can change everything.
True. You can just claim like, I didn't make that.
That's not about you.
It's not about
Kapal
you.
mo, ah.
Do you write for your friends?
Yeah, I do write for my friends. Some of my songs are actually influenced by experiences of people that I know.
Okay.
So it's not just all about me, but it's just like having a person tell their story through songs.
Okay, what about your students? Because she's a teacher. by the way.
Yeah. Words are very powerful, especially with students because their age, especially those who are in the high school level.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that you can, anything you say will either make them or break
Yeah,
them.
or
So
break
you
them.
really have to be very careful because I had this experience before that my teacher told me, my math teacher told me that I'm bad at math. So I believe that.
Yeah, I had the same
Okay.
experience too. That's why I hate math now.
It's
Among
because
other
Love
things.
math.
It's because of that word.
Guys,
Yeah, I mean,
math.
Yeah.
Of course, it's it's the most powerful, I think, of all sciences and stuff because it explains a lot of things in this world. But I just yielded to the fact that it's not my thing. You know what I mean? But I know how it
Okay.
stands in this this existence.
What pushed you guys? What pushed you guys to write, to do something with yourselves, to pursue your passions?
Mainly started, of course, when you're young. Start listening to music. You get influenced by this. As soon as you become a fan, you start saying to yourself, "Let's try it. Let's try writing." Like one of my teachers back in high school, first year of high school. What happened was she was a little different among the other music teachers because she encouraged the class like, "Okay, get a piece of paper, blah blah blah, write something, write lyrics, no rhythm whatsoever, just write." Yeah, I found out that hey, I could do this.
You could actually,
Hey,
right?
it's fairly easy during the time. Of course, if I go back to what I wrote, it'll probably be something I wouldn't want to put out there. But it fairly felt like, okay, I can do this. And start expressing stuff. And then once you found out how to write the basics and the rules of writing and stuff, you start breaking it. Up until you start pushing the envelope, pushing yourself to come out with some other stuff, something different. Because of course, you get used to something, then you'll get sick of it. You want to do some other stuff too. So you start, breaking rules too, like jazz, right?
Oh yeah.
Like jazz players, they used to play bebop, swing. Then they'd be like.
So aside from hip hop, you like jazz also?
Oh, mainly, yeah. Because if you trace the history of hip hop, it's pretty much from blues, soul, jazz, funk. It's all of that from the 70s down to the 80s.
Yeah.
Up until the inception of hip hop in the Bronx in New York.
What about neo soul? You like neo soul?
Of course, Erykah Badu. Of course,
yeah.
I'm a big Erykah Badu fan. People don't know about that. But,
No!
You can use it against me. No, but yeah, seriously, Erykah Badu, Angie Stone.
Oh yeah.
Really, I mean, I'm a fan of art that I can't do myself. You look up to artists like you when you sing, right? You're hitting the keys and stuff. I mean, I can't sing if my life depended on it.
Yeah.
But I appreciate stuff that other people do too.
Have you always wanted to become a singer?
No, actually, I traded my pom poms for a guitar.
Oh.
So I used to love dancing.
Cheerleader.
But I guess my ankles are too weak for that.
Wow.
Yeah. And with the power of words, let me share this story about what happened to me way back in high school.
Okay.
So I have this close friend of mine, and she has a guitar, and it's just there on the wall. So I wanted to play with it.
Yeah.
You know what she told me?
What?
You're not gonna learn how to play it.
Oh.
Wow.
See, but
that's fuel for
yeah,
learning.
that's fuel for something
Yeah.
that you really want to do.
It's strange how you're surrounded with so many negative people.
I know.
Growing up.
That's why
Yeah.
I grew some ears.
That's part of our process.
Yeah, but it's cool because
Yeah.
look where you're at right now. Right? You're doing your own music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make your own music, express all pent up feelings. It's gonna be good, something positive.
Yeah.
What about you?
Started out with you have all of this aggression bottled up inside. You go through this thing where you feel sad, you feel angry at the world. You feel like you want to hit someone, but then you know
Instead of
that it's
doing
not the
that.
right thing.
Yeah.
So you use your anger as like a sculptor would have stone. You use your anger and craft something beautiful out of it.
Yeah.
So that rather than destroying people's lives, you could help them out, make it all better. That's what got me into this in the first place. This is a very simple poem. It's a social poem hiding in a love poem kasi sikat ang love poem ngayon. It's called Maganda Ka, Sinungaling Ako. Nasabi ko sa'yo minsan na maganda ka. Nabanggit ko sa'yo noon panahon na maganda ka. Nasambit ko sa'yo noon na maganda ka. Kaya paumanhin na lang kung napipikon ako nung panahon na tinuwanan mo lang ako at sinabi mong hindi. Anong hindi? Hindi ko alam yung sinasabi ko o hindi ka maganda. Hindi ko alam yung dumadaan sa utak ko papunta sa aking mga labi o hindi mo lang talaga nakikita ang nakikita ko. Hindi ko alam kung anong dumadaan sa puso ko papunta sa aking mga bibig o hindi ka lang talaga marunong magsalamin. Pero naiintindihan kita. Yun naman ang pinagdadaan natin lahat eh. Ganun na ang kultura natin. Pare, ang galing mo, hindi. Tsamba lang. Pare, ang liksi mo, hindi. Swerte lang. Pare, ang talino mo, hindi. Pinadali lang ni sir yung exam. Alam mo naman, daming mabagsak, naiintindihan kita. Ganun na ang tao. Mahina ang loob. Di kayang tanggapin ang tunay na puri. Ganun na ang tao, mahina ang kalooban. Di kayang tanggapin na may buting ginagawa. Pero hindi ko pa rin maintindihan kung bakit napipikon lang ako sa panahon na tinatawanan mo ako at sinasabi mo ako isang sinungaling. Kasi sinungaling na pala magsabi ng totoo. Marami na kasi akong magandang bagay na sinabi tungkol sa'yo. At marami na rin ang hindi na narinig ko. Kaya ano ba talaga?
Naglolokohan na lang ba tayo? Dahil sa bawat hindi na sabihin mo, umiinit ang ulo ko at kumukulo ang dugo ko at hindi ko maintindihan na sa bawat hindi na sabihin mo, nawawala ang loob ko at humihina ang tindi ko at napipikon lang ako na sa bawat hindi na sabihin mo, humihina lang ako at pakiramdam ko na niloloko lang kita sa panahon na sabihin ko, mahal kita. Uulitin ko at alam ko hindi ka nakikinig, mahal kita. Yan. Saksak mo sa baga ng hindi mo mahal kita. At kung tatanungin mo ako ngayon, kung maganda ka ba? Hindi. Hindi sapat ang 7 letra para sabihin kung ano ka, maganda ka. Mag-isip, maganda ka ngumiti, maganda ka manapit, maganda ka gumalaw, maganda ka makisama, maganda ka kasama, maganda ka kausap, maganda ka magtrabaho, maganda ka lumakad, maganda ka sa puso, maganda ka sa isipan, maganda ka sa aking puso, maganda ka sa aking isipan, at wag na wag mo akong lolokohin ng hindi mo. Aangal ka pa.
Your poetry, the one you wrote in Tagalog.
Yes.
What's it about?
Primarily, it was about the whole sickness of society where we feel like slaves, like subordinates. We feel as if we're lower than the low.
But it has a double meaning.
It has a double meaning, yeah. That is the underlying tone, but the primary tone is it's a love poem. And it's about how you're trying to tell someone that they're doing something good and they're doing something right, but they just all go, nah, it's not me, it's just, something I did and all of that. Like, a simple thank you is more than enough, but they can't even say it. So that was the whole thing about that.
Okay, what about your piece? It's too new agey for me. Yeah. Do you listen to Soul Williams?
Of course.
Yeah,
Williams,
Williams,
Sage Francis,
Nas.
Buddy Wakefield. Like spoken word. I'm a huge fan of spoken word too, especially back in early 2000s. Like most of my stuff, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't call my stuff like spoken word for sure. It's just that I like bending the rules of like rhythm and meter in hip hop, especially. I mean, do I want to sound like I'm coming from the 90s? I mean, I'm a big fan of the 90s too, but
Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. But I want to show progression too as an artist.
Okay.
So yeah, I listen to a lot of things. So many things influence me, but yeah, it's usually like other music, like jazz, Sun Ra, Art Blakey, stuff like that. You listen.
Is your album out yet?
I came out with a bunch of albums.
Okay.
Okay. My record label or my label mates from Ampon back in 2004, 2005 came out with a compilation. After that, I came out 2009 with my solo album. Then again on 2012, Ampon had a reunion. We did another compilation. Then right after that, I had my other group, MDK. We did some, we did an album launch actually last year.
Okay.
It's still out there. So
I have a CD of that.
Please support.
Okay, what about you? You're supposed to come up with an album.
Yeah.
With that, I am also a solo artist. I have my own music video and my songs out on the radio. My first single, yay! But my fiance and we have a secret project.
Nang makita ka'y araw ay sumilay, parang bagong kinabukasan. Kailan bang panahon ay ika'y mapapasa akin? Sa aking paglalakbay, nais hawak ang iyong mga kamay. Ayoko nang mawalay pa sa iyong piling. Maaari bang magtanong, hinihintay ka ng aking puso? Nubuhay mo ang aking mundo, Nasan ka na? Huwag ka nang lumayo. Pag-ibig ko yung iyo. Ayaw ko nang nakasabit. Puso ko din ay nangangawit. Ayaw ko sanang bumitaw. Ngunit ngayon hinihintay ka ng aking puso. Binubuhay mo ang aking mundo. Nasan ka na? Huwag ka nang lumayo. Pag-ibig ko yung iyo. Hinihintay ka ng aking puso. Binubuhay mo ang aking mundo. Nasan ka na? Huwag ka nang lumayo. Pag-ibig ko yung iyo. Hinihintay ka. Hinihintay ka. Nasan ka na? Oh, 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 oh.
The song you sang.
Oh, the
earlier,
song that I sang earlier.
Did you write that?
Yes, I wrote that. That is actually my first song. That's the first song that I wrote and made. I was in a dorm.
Okay.
So I was trying to write a song for my best friend. She's waiting for someone to show her a little love. So I made that song for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has she found it?
Yeah, but the guy broke up with her.
Oh.
Yeah, too bad.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sing her the song again.
Sad.
So that- yeah.
Whenever I sing it, she hates me.
I remember. It brings her back.
Okay, one word. Share with us a word that you would like to stick to the minds of the young ones out there. One word advice.
Oh, okay. Progression. You know.
Progression.
Dang, you got mine.
It doesn't, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
gotta
you,
think.
you don't stop learning. You know, you hit 20, you think, all right, I know everything. I know all, you know, chord progressions, or like, you know all theories and stuff. You hit 30, you start feeling okay. It's not enough. Start hitting 40, same thing. Learning doesn't stop. You know what I mean? And as soon as you feel like, you know, you're stagnant as a person or as an artist, you gotta, you know, watch yourself, wake yourself up. You know what I mean? Push boundaries for sure. Like, it might not pay off in such a way that you're gonna be famous or whatever. But I mean, art was never made for such things anyway.
Oh yeah, it's about your passion.
Right? It's about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so just keep on progressing with your art, with everything that you do, and I don't think you can go wrong with anything.
One
For
word.
me, it's tact. T-A-C-T. It's because I think of the effects of social media that you can say anything
Yeah.
about everything.
Yeah.
That's
I think
true.
that's something that I want to remind the young ones, that you need to filter out the words, because words are
Yeah,
powerful,
powerful.
right? And sometimes there are things that should be left unsaid. And with
Exactly.
tact also comes with respect. So
Yeah.
that's the word that I want to share to everybody.
You stole my
One
word.
word.
Oh, I did it.
Well, actually, my word was better, but you said progression. Oh, dang.
It's the same thing.
Progression's better. I would go with go.
Go.
You know, just do it. You know, you don't have to wait until you're the best performer in the world. You don't have to wait until your words are right, perfect. Well, you got to make your words right. I mean, your message is going to be nonsense if your words aren't right. But you don't have to be perfect with everything. Just do it. Don't let anyone say otherwise. And if there's people who speak bad about what you did, well then they spoke badly about Martin Luther King as well. Martin
yeah.
Luther King Jr. They spoke badly
Can't please
about.
everyone.
Yeah, and look what they did. It's all about doing what you believe is right. As long as you believe it's right, just keep on. Just go.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much
guys
Thank you
for
for
coming
inviting us.
over
Thank
and
you.
having coffee with me.
Yes, this is
No
the
doubt.
best.
Cheers.
Better than mine.
Cheers.
Thank you.
But still, Victor Prieto's coffee over at the Appraisery is the best. At Cubao Expo,
So much
Cubao Expo,